We hope you're doing well out there. Go have a nice piece of steak for me. All right? That was one of the things that they miss is the food at home. All right? Right now. Matter of fact, right now, Mr. Mohammed, if we were still online, you happen to be at home, what would you get for lunch right now? What are you going to do?
Well, if I could choose anything, probably a big, thick steak, medium rare.
Medium rare steak, all right? Mitch, you're a cook. Anything at home you got made right now? What would you right now? Go in your fridge right now and get the food.
Well, I got eggs. I got eggs and more eggs. I make myself a nice omelet.
Make it a nice omelet.
Can I throw some steak in that omelet?
Oh, yeah. It'll just make it better.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I know at home I cooked some shrimp a couple nights ago, and I have some chicken. So I make some nice chicken and shrimp fajitas. All right? All the way out the door. That's one advantage of being at home, people, so take advantage of it. How's your eating doing? Are you eating enough food on a regular basis? Are you eating the right types of food?
Stay away from fat.
Are you getting hydrated? Well, you need healthy fat. Stay away from that bad fat. All right? Staying away from that sugar. Stay away from that sugar. It's terrible for you. Put the donut down. Put it down.
What about those small cherry pies?
Put it down. Cherry pie. Put it down.
Okay, I'll
Put it down. Put it down. Okay. Saying that to say, guys, you're at home. You got a lot of advantages here. Make sure you take advantage of that stuff. All right? Are you getting enough water? More than likely, most of you, probably not everybody, but most of you probably have either a little water dispenser on your fridge. Take a drink. I think all of you got a sink. I'm sure you do. But some of you got bottles of water. Drink some water. You got to have water. How much water? Remember, minimum of 8 ounces for you guys. Now, 8 cups of 8 ounces. But now, they actually have upgraded the regulation, right? So tell your parents, for adults, minimum for women is 11 cups, and minimum for men, 15 cups of water. Now, remember, your size is going to determine how you are. If you're 6'3" and 200 pounds right now in 7th or 8th grade, you're going to need more water than someone who's 4'11" and 90 pounds. Also, if you're 6'3" and 250 pounds right now in 8th grade, I got a sport you might like.
Exactly.
It's called team handball.
Yeah.
So, we're going to talk a little bit about sports right now. We miss you guys being here, and we're doing lots of different activities out with the kids that are here. But we want to kind of explain some of these sports to you guys that you're missing out on, that we want you to be exposed to nevertheless. Right? We did warball because that's a fun activity, but we're going to go each week and provide a different sport with some different rules in it. And this is a team handball. Now, team handball is a phenomenal sport. Team handball started in Europe, and really what happened was, similar to the way rugby started, they play a lot of hockey there. They also play a lot of soccer. Those are the 2 big sports. But after a while, you get bored with the same 2 things, and the sport of handball was born out of the sport of soccer. So the rules are actually quite the same a little bit, but a little different. Now, here's the key. Team handball was born out of indoor soccer because it gets cold out there in Northern Europe. And really quick, take a little quick break to say, what's the coldest weather you've ever been in, Mr. Mitchell?
Well, I'm a New Yorker, so I'm going with winters in New York. Can be brutal sometimes. They can get down to 0.
Down to 0 degrees. Down to 0 degrees. Mr. Mohammed?
I was in New Mexico one time on some mountain, and it was cold. I don't know how cold it was, but it hurt. The wind hurt. It was so cold it hurt.
Oh yeah, it'll get in there. And Mr. Shoemake's father's family is from Cleveland. Mother's family is from Pittsburgh. My father's family still owns a home in Cleveland. Actually, I own it now. And I was there maybe 3 years ago. It was negative 27 degrees. You want to talk cold? Boy, oh boy, it's cold. But Northern Europe is cold just like that, so they play indoor. And these soccer players, you play soccer outdoors, you play a game called futsal inside. And it's basically indoor soccer. And handball is based upon the same exact court as futsal. Same exact court. And the goals are exactly the same, because it was born out of the same sport. But rather than kick the ball, like a soccer ball, all right, you use your hands. So you can throw the ball to a teammate, right? Get it in. you can take 3 steps. All right, and that's not 3 walking steps. It's like basketball. You drive the lane, but instead of 2 steps, you get 3 steps. All right, and then you can either pass again. He's moving. He's going up his goal. It's here. We're going in order here. Pass it over, and then I can shoot into a goal. All right, you shoot into the goal by throwing instead of kicking. Now, saying that to say, Mr. Moore-Henwig is the goalie. He's going to stand up here in front, all right? And unlike the other sports, all right, the goalie can always use his hands, but the goalie is the only person on the field that can use their feet. So it's the exact opposite of soccer when it comes to that, but it works really well for people who play baseball, basketball, football. If you can throw, you'll love it. If you can't throw, you'll learn how to throw, you'll still love it. And we're just going to go over some of the basic rules here as it sits, okay? Each game is exactly 30 minutes and a half, well, for professionals. When we play, 25 minutes per half. So, we play running clock just like soccer. Clock tick, 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 tick. You have 2 halves. Right, if there's an injury, you can get some injury time. All right, but usually just running halves all the way across the board. There are 6 players on the team handball pitch that are on the field, plus a goalie. So each team has a goalie. You have 3 backs, and then you have 2 wings, and then you have a pivot. A pivot is kind of like a center in basketball. And we'll show you some of this stuff as we go here. It's a really fun sport. And usually, especially in my class, we would have played it maybe first thing or second thing. And then, you know, you get to see it at some point in time. Some of you guys may have played it in Miss Cott and Miss Garcia's class. The difference, though, between PE handball and real handball is the speed. It's a very fast game. And what we're going to do, rather than me say, hey, I'm going to tell you about it and visualize it in your mind, because some of you guys have never seen it, I'm going to show you some highlights here when we're done with shoot time here. You'll see what it looks like, the normal gameplay, and then some things that you can do. So, we'd love to have some of you guys come out and be ready to go. So you got 6 players on offense with a goalie, or you got 6 players on defense with the goalie. And you advance the ball either by using your feet. Remember, you get 3 steps. All right, I can pass it to my teammates as we go, or you can dribble, but it's not soccer, right? So you dribble like basketball. You can dribble up the court. It's very slow though, so usually passing more than that. But if you're by yourself, no one's around, you're dribbling up, you can dribble up the court and then pass the ball. So it's a great, great, great high action, high paced game, and we'll see some of it here. And then on Thursday and Friday, depending on what period you're in, then we will really talk about some nuances and strategies and things like that. But I want you to understand just what the game is, introduce you to the game, and then we can go to advanced strategies coming there, just to get a feel for it. You know, we'd love to have you come out and try it out too.
So, let me ask you this. So you can dribble.
You can dribble.
Okay. And when you pick up your dribble, because somebody's coming at you, you can then take 3 steps.
Yes, sir.
Or you can just pass it.
Or you can pass it, or you can shoot it, depending on where you are.
Okay.
And you can shoot from anywhere on the court. Now, is it smart to shoot from anywhere on the court? Maybe not, because if you shoot from the whole court, goalies probably have a good chance of blocking, but you could. All right. So there's the whole rundown here. You'll see what the court looks like, and I'll give you a diagram and some things, and you know we'll learn the rules, and then on Thursday and Friday we'll go with some in-depth strategy.
One more question.
Sir, I sir.
If I'm defending you,
Yes, sir.
how do I take the ball away from you? Am I allowed to take the ball away from you?
Great question. Okay, because of the nature of the sport, you can't knock the ball out of someone's hand. But just like basketball, if I'm dribbling, you can steal it if it's out of my hand. All right. But it's actually a very physical sport. It's a very physical sport. So if Mr. Moore-Henwig would stand up, I'll give you a demonstration. All right. If you like, you know, aggression and like football and like some competition here, let's see how to do it. If I'm defending Mr. Moore-Henwig and he's coming towards you, it's almost like taking a charge in basketball, if you will. Right. If he's moving his way, as long as I keep my torso to torso here, all right. When he goes to put his arm up to throw the ball, I can hit his arm and stop him. That's basically called a tackle in team handball. Right? The goal is to stop him from being able to throw the ball. And I have my other side here on the side, so that way he can't wiggle away. All right? If I can hold him for a split second or a second, right? They blow the whistle and we reset. All right? Nothing wrong with that. That's just normal tackle in team handball. This is stoppage. Great momentum killer for the offense there, right?
Now, when you're defending me, if I stop, I can pivot, right? I've seen this.
Well,
Like
you
basketball.
you can pivot, but each step counts as a step.
Oh.
So you get 3 steps.
Oh, yeah.
So if you pivot, there's 1,
Oh.
2, all right, 3. You better pass or get it out of there.
I did not know
If you
that.
don't, then that's going to be a travel.
I've actually seen the Red Heart handball games, and I was very surprised how physical it was. I was thinking, well, don't they call that a foul? It's great. Well, you can't slap, but you can. It was pretty physical, much more physical than I thought. He says you can slap.
Is there a time limit when you gotta get rid of the ball if you're close to guard it?
Oh, so great idea. Great rundown. When you get the ball, as long as you are attacking, meaning you are trying to score and bring it in, and the defense is adjusting toward you, there's no time limit. If you try to slow the game down by clearly just passing the ball, not trying to shoot or just wasting time, they call that a stalling penalty, and the ball is awarded to the other team. All right, you can't go backwards and try to slow the game. You have to always be attacking. All right, you have to always be on the attack. Now, one thing that you'll see on our diagram, you'll see on the videos we're going to watch here, it is the same as a futsal court. So it has an arc, much like the 3-point arc in the gym for the basketball hoop. Now, that whole area is the goalies area. Only the goalies are allowed in that area. So what that means is, if you step foot in there and you shoot, even if you step on line and you make the best goal ever, it doesn't count. All right? If you're on defense and you're defending, Mr. Mitchell's my goalie, I'm defending Mr. Mohamed's shot, and my foot's on the line, and I block the shot here. All right? While I'm in there, he gets a free penalty shot because I illegally played defense. You got to be outside that line. The one exception is, if you are on offense and the line is there, you can't step on it. But if I can jump, if I'm a pretty good jumper, I jump in the air, and theoretically, if I was like, I don't know, Michael Johnson or someone who's a Carl Lewis, a great long jumper, I could jump in the air, and if I could jump the whole distance, I could jump in, and then as long as my feet are on the ground, I could get it past the goalie. As long as I release it before my feet hit the ground, then that will count.
I gotta say, that is the most exciting thing to watch in handball for me, is when some players come full speed, jumps up over the line, still has the ball, kind of like Michael Jordan on that.
I was going to say Michael Jordan.
He's hanging, boom! And it's a fun sport to play and a fun sport to watch. Having said that, guys, I've got a question for you.
Sir.
So far, what is the best year of your life and why? Mr. Mitchell, the best year of your life so far and why? How old were you? And give us a quick synopsis of why it was the best year.
Sorry, I got 2.
2?
I got 1998 and the year 2000. Those are the years my sons were born.
There you go. Smart man. Mr. Shoemake, how about you?
That's a great question, man. I had to think about in a different rundown here. Childhood was great. I had a lot of fun years in the childhood. And I'll say this without preaching to you. When you're a kid, have as much fun as you can have. Handle business, do what you're supposed to do responsibly, but play hard and work hard. Do them both, all right? Now, saying that to say, when you're older, so if you're doing now and you're just doing all play and you think this is all about the right time, when you're older and you have your own family or you have your own money coming in, that's where the real fun comes in, because you do what you want to do. You're the head of your family, all right? You and your wife or you and your husband, you're there. So instead of saying, ooh, I'm hungry, I want to go to McDonald's for food. And you might get a quarter pounder when you're 12 years old. That's great, woo! But now, look, you're sitting home with your wife, let's go get a nice meal. Then you go through the fruits of your hard labor. You work hard, but you enjoy your life. You want to go to a nice place to eat. Mr. Mitchell, what's the name of the restaurant you went to in Pebble Beach or Monterey Pacific Grove area?
Royce!
You go to Royce. He wants to go to Royce. Guess what? You're sitting home. What are you doing? I don't know. Hey, you want to get some Royce? Yeah, let's go to Royce. You get in the car, you go down to Royce. You can do it. You can do it when you want to, how you want to. So childhood is great, but when you get to adulthood, childhood prepares you for adulthood. Again, so don't make the mistake of thinking childhood is the highlight. Don't peak in middle school or high school. Keep being the best you can be. Remember, always be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. You do that, and 365 days, you'll be that much better. And then in 3,650 days, you'll be that much better. So keep on rolling. If you ask me, though, in detail what the best year of my life so far would be, oh, boy, that's a tough one. I've had a lot of good years, all right? I'd have to say that, I don't know. I'd say probably, this year was a rough one because of the COVID, but I'd say, we'll just go with last year. Because, you know what? The more I grow, the more I learn, the more I meet new people, the more everything's going. Every year just keeps getting better. With the exception of this year, it's not a terrible year. It wouldn't be the great year because I didn't get to see a bunch of kids. And I really look forward to seeing the growth.
It was challenging this past year for sure. Well, September 25th, 1993, those double doors opened, and there was a woman in white buckled on the arm of her father, Miss Tanya Elizabeth Hornhidway. The day I got married, I would have to say that. That was the best day or best date within that year, 1993 of my life so far. Sports Factor, what's on your mind?
Well, what's on my mind right now is you're going to play this video for your wife, because you play her this video, baby, it's like gold. You won't be able to do nothing wrong for the next couple of days.
Gold, silver, and rubies.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what's on my mind in sports? Well, we're talking handball. Who's the handball coach here at Bret Hart? That's my question.
Nice. Jolly geographer.
All right, the jolly geographer here, and he's woo, jolly. All right, now the Bret Hart handball team once played 2 years ago. Supposed to play last year too, in the World Championships for handball in the country of Sweden. Now, here's the question I have for you here. What body of water is the country of Sweden located on?
Nice. What body of water is the country of Sweden located in?
It's got a big coastline.
Do Swedish fish, do they originate in Sweden?
Swedish fish do originate in Sweden. As a matter of fact, Sweden, I once was bamboozled. I thought Swedish food was meatballs. And then I found out that nobody really eats meatballs in Sweden. It's just kind of a thing that came along with IKEA. Everyone was bamboozled by that. Not to say they don't eat it, but it's not a big thing. The number one thing they say that is the representative food is the candies. And they have a bunch of different candies. And the gummy fishies are a big one. And because we're in America, we call them Swedish fishes. They just call them gummy fish over there. But every flavor you can think of times 20.
Are those things good for you?
Those things are great tasting.
For your taste buds.
But they're terrible for you. So if you have the notion to eat 6 pounds of it, reconsider.
Bamboozled? Guys, I don't like people using big words to make themselves seem perspicacious. Here's a principle for you.
What in the...
Well, perspicacious means it's from the Latin meaning seeing clearly and insight and understanding of things. But a lot of people like to use big words like perspicacious.
How about knucklehead?
Chucklehead.
Knucklehead or chucklehead, yeah, that's good. Quick principle for you guys before we wrap it up. Shake it off and step up. Shake it off and step up. There once was this donkey guy who was walking down this dirt road, wasn't looking where it was going, and he saw this big mound of dirt. And he was looking at the dirt and walking by, boom, fell down a 12-foot ditch. Someone had dug a big ditch and left the dirt outside the hole, obviously. It got windy, the wind started blowing this dirt, and the donkey was down there in this big ditch, guys, and the dirt would fall right on top of the donkey and go down by his feet. After an hour, the wind blowing, a bunch of this dirt that had blown down, and the dirt was up to the hoof of the donkey. To the hoof of the donkey. Then after another hour, it was up to the knee. And then the belly. And this donkey said, I'm going to get buried alive in here. I'm going to get buried alive. Until the donkey said, I'm going to step up, shake it off, and step up. So, what happened after 7 hours? He kept doing that. All the dirt was in the hole, but he kept shaking it off and stepping up. Before you know it, that donkey was high enough where it walked right out of the hole. So guys, in life, we're going to have those ditches sometimes, right? We're going to accidentally fall in. You can either be a victim and get buried alive, or you can shake off your problems, get the help you need, and step up and be victorious. All right? Don't let anything hold you down. That reminds me of that song, Mr. Shoemaker.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's ain't nothing gonna break this down. Ain't nothing gonna hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Oh, hey, woo! What are we doing here?
Building up relationships.
And what's the purpose of brother art?
HR square.
Honesty, respect, responsibility.
Responsibility.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep on fighting through. We're gonna have some great team handball videos coming at you right soon, and always try to be a little better today than you were yesterday. Keep on pushing. Push out